For the American Roots Festival. If you listen closely, you might be able to hear some of the music right now.
Looking for a sweet treat in downtown Kent? Well, Daisy Pops is open and ready to fill all your K-pop needs.
An Alabama woman was shocked when an unexpected first responder came to her rescue. Who it was and how they are now.
And how a dog found his way back to his owner after 6 years. All these stories and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Friday evening, Portage County, and welcome back to the last newscast of the semester. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Gabby Jonas.
And I'm Olivia Sharp.
We start tonight with the American Roots Music Festival, which is filling downtown Kent with all things rhythm and blues.
Our reporter Abby Forbes is downtown right now with all the details. Hey, Abby.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm live at Northwater Brewing Company right now for the Kent American Roots Festival that happens every year. Wayside Furniture presents it every year and makes it free for the community. And right now there are a couple different bands playing at a couple different places downtown, so I'm going to tell you those bands, so if you want to step out right now and go enjoy some music, you can. So right now, right behind me, Maura Rogers and the Bellows are playing. At Belleria, the Crooked River Stompers are playing. John Mosey is playing at La Ziza. Rebecca Jean is playing at the Battleground. Sean Benjamin is playing at the Pub. Sugar Mules are playing at Dominic's. And the Thor Platter Band is playing at Water Street. So if you want that full schedule, you can go to their website at kentamericanroots.com. But they will be playing different bands till midnight tonight. So you still have some time to step out and enjoy some music. Reporting in Kent for TV2 News, I'm Abby Forbes.
Well, if you've been watching TV2 for a long time now, you've probably heard about the one and only Daisy Pops.
That's right, and their highly anticipated storefront has finally opened, and our own Jacob Brooks got to check it out.
Jacob?
Hey guys, so several Kent officials, including the mayor, were there for the official grand opening of Daisy Pops this morning. And I talked to the owner, who told me she never thought she'd open a business.
3, 2, 1, cut!
Downtown Kent's newest business is now open for business.
I want to wish you the best of luck.
Daisy Pops had their grand opening this morning. The Pop Shop, as it's called, on Water Street sells dozens of different flavors of cake pops, basically cake on a stick.
Daisy Pops started as a hobby, so it was just me making cake pops for fun, usually to come in and bribe my students since I was a high school math teacher, or to send in with my kids to their school for their teachers.
Amy Mucha has been making cake pops for years. Eventually, she started selling them with the intention of it becoming nothing more than a side hustle.
And then COVID came, and it simultaneously took away the relational part of teaching that I love so much and made individually wrapped treats very popular.
Mucha thought she wanted to be a teacher for the rest of her career until she realized maybe she didn't.
There was one day at school that I was teaching the quadratic formula, and I had a song and dance to go with it. I just felt like my heart was not in it for the first time ever. I was like, oh, what is this feeling? You know, like, what is happening?
In addition to the store, they also have a popmobile, so they can take their business on the road.
When Amy started, she used to have a bike that pushed a freezer around, and she would load the cake pops in it.
Now the popmobile goes
everywhere that it could go,
like food truck festivals and farmers markets. Whether by popmobile or pop shop, customers were happy to see all the hard work pay off.
It's just been fun watching the journey coming from her home bakery to a storefront, so I'm ecstatic.
And so we had cake pops in the preschool classroom to now having our own store. It's a dream come true.
And Mucha was too.
I knew it was going to be great, and it truly was great. Yeah, it's just been a great day.
Mucha said she picked Kent as the location for her store because she's lived here since she was a kid, and her husband is the landlord of Daisy Pop's building. Now, she isn't sure what the future of the business holds. She just wants to see how the Kent store does first. I'm Jacob Brooks, TV2 News.
And tonight is the annual Kent State Fashion Show that highlights the outstanding talent of Kent State design and merchandising students.
Tonight's event will celebrate student award winners and this year's Hall of Fame honoree Omar Salam of Sukina on Friday at the awards show.
The weekend will conclude with the VIP fashion show tomorrow night.
Kent State Students for a Democratic Society announced that a generic form of the contraceptive pill Plan B will be sold in the Eastway Market starting this fall. This is the result of a year-long campaign by SDS that sought to provide students with cheap, nondescript emergency contraceptives.
The 35th annual anniversary of the Virginia Hamilton Conference of Multicultural Literature for Youth was held today at the Design and Innovation Hub. Honoring award-winning author Virginia Hamilton, the mission of the conference is to help promote cultural awareness and self-reflection. It is the longest-running event in the U.S. that specifically focuses on multicultural literature for young children and young adults.
Portage County Safe Communities hosted its 18th annual None for Under 21 and Choices Beyond the Program Friday. The program was held at the Mack Center and focused on reducing preventable teenage-at-fault traffic crashes, injuries, and fatalities with a focus on safety during prom and graduation season. The Ohio Personal Injury Law Firm of Elk & Elk and Kent State University Admissions Office were the presenting sponsors.
And in Ravenna, the search for a new mural artist is in the works. Since 2019, the city has hosted the Community Mural Program, which changes its murals every 10 years with the help of grants and donations. A new mural is set to be painted in the city's downtown Ravenna, with the Muni's committee says that the ultimate is up to the artist to decide whether it is best for the mural to be painted, but suggests that the side of Megan's building is best. Submissions to have your mural be selected are due May 15th.
Hello all, Portage County in Northeast Ohio. Hope you are staying dry out there today as that rain has been pulling through today. I'm TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby with your Friday evening weather forecast. Now currently in Kent right now, the rain has started to cease a bit. It is 55 degrees and cloudy out there. Feels like 52 with a dew point of 50 degrees. Winds moving west at 12 miles per hour, humidity at 84%, and visibility at 7 miles. So it's definitely been a crazy evening for sure. And as we look across our Northeast Ohio temperatures right now, that rain has definitely been keeping things on the cool end. 60 in Cleveland, 55 in Kent, 54 in Youngstown, 57 in Ashtabula, 57 in Canton, Worcester at 56, and Sandusky at 53, Mansfield at 57 degrees. So it's definitely a very chilly evening, but not as chilly as it could be tonight. And for your hour-by-hour forecast, we will be dealing with those rain showers towards your 7 o'clock, a high of 56. But then 9 o'clock, we will continue to deal with these rain showers, and towards 11 o'clock with lows going down into the 50s towards your 11 o'clock hour. So it's going to definitely be a rainy one for sure. That's all I have for now, folks. In my next update, I'll have your weekend weather forecast. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Odin. Well, you only have a few more hours to cast your votes for this year's class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The top 5 artists in the fan vote will receive bids to be inducted this fall. George Michael is sitting at the #1 spot since the poll was released, with Cyndi Lauper in second. Warren Zevon, Iron Maiden, and Soundgarden round out the top 5. You can cast your vote now at rockhall.com.
Ohio native and 13-year-old Lucas Robinson, a member of the Wright-Patterson Air Force Face Committee, is set to unveil his artwork at the White House later today. Son of Space Force Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Robinson will represent the USS Space Force and display his artwork in celebration of April's month of military children. His artwork showcases his family's travels to the Army, Space Force, and his time as a Boy Scout, along with memories in Alaska.
The Ohio House compromised with education advocates by funding the state's public education system after 26 years, but also expanded the private school tuition voucher scholarship. Ohio expanded the eligibility for the EdChoice system, which uses public funding to pay for private school tuition vouchers. The Fair School Funding Plan was also passed, which changes how the state delegates funding for school districts.
And how loving your neighbor as yourself has brought two Alabama natives together.
Pope Francis has traveled to Hungary. What's on his agenda and who he's traveling with?
Welcome back. In Alabama, a woman who was in pain and unable to move was stunned when a first responder came to her rescue after quickly calling 911.
But it turns out it was a neighbor who has now become one of her closest friends. CNN's Isabel Rosales has the full story.
Hey, Miss Judy, how are you?
There's a half a century between them.
I'm good, I'm good.
But a couple of moving boxes and a medical emergency marked the beginning of a beautiful friendship between Dylan Farley and Judy Groover.
Tell me exactly what happened. I just moved here and I've been unpacking boxes and my back is killing me.
Judy calls it one of the most painful experiences of her life.
It was excruciating. It really was.
The then 78-year-old was lifting heavy moving boxes on her own. She's new to Moores Mill, Alabama, so no friends or family were on hand to help.
I could step out my front door and see her house, and it just wouldn't make sense to go out your front, be able to see someone in need and then not go help them.
Before Judy could hang up the phone with 911, Dylan was at her door.
I was thrilled to see him. I said, "Gosh, you were fast." And he explained that he was my neighbor.
As he helped her into the ambulance,
I got a key to her house so I could come feed the dog and take care of everything later if she was still at the hospital.
but Dylan knew his work wasn't done. These days, paramedics are trained not just to answer calls, but to prevent the next one. So Dylan texted colleagues at the fire station, and he showed up at Judy's door again, this time with 10 other volunteer firefighters ready to help her move those stacked boxes so Judy wouldn't get hurt again.
I was dumbfounded. I thought, that's above and beyond the call of duty.
These are strangers to
Yes,
you.
they are. But it didn't take long that they weren't strangers. We got to laughing and had a good time, really.
With laughter and memory shared, she says it was almost like a party.
Well, they found a box of booze.
Since then,
Hey, Miss Judy.
Hey.
her new friends and neighbors have made repeat house calls.
I'm very stubborn, very independent, but I have learned to have patience. And this back deal has really made me aware that I'm not spring chicken anymore. And I have to rely on other people.
The moving boxes are long gone, but their bond still growing.
I don't know how to put it other than just close friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Isabel Rosales, CNN, Atlanta.
You know, the spring weather has been pretty all over the place.
And that's right. A lot of people have been getting sick with these fluctuating temperatures.
For this and more health news, we turn to our correspondent, Michael Neenan.
Good evening, Portage County. Seasons change, but health news is always around. So let's jump right in. A bacterial outbreak has made dozens sick in a Seattle area hospital. The Virginia Mason Medical Center has reported 31 cases of Klebsiella bacteria since October, with the most recent confirmed infection being on April 3rd. The medical center is investigating the source of the transmission and taking precautions to prevent further infections, though they say the risk of transmission is extremely low. Pets in New York are getting sick after eating marijuana products dropped on the ground. The Pet Poison Helpline, which operates in the U.S., Canada, and the Caribbean, has reported a 448% increase in cases of marijuana in the past 6 years. Experts say any marijuana products should be left in a spot where your pets cannot reach them. For today's Health Minute, a recent mother discusses her mental health during and following pregnancy. CNN's Mandy Gaither has the story.
It was probably the scariest time of my life.
It was supposed to be one of the happiest. Claudia Duvall was pregnant for the first time, but she says fears and intrusive thoughts kept her on edge and only got worse after her daughter was born.
It started off with excessive anxiety, deep spells of depression. I was hypervigilant. I was cleaning obsessively, just behaviors that, in hindsight, I realized were not normal.
Duvall says she suffered in silence for 4 months before reaching out for help. An OBGYN referral guided her to a nonprofit organization called Postpartum Support International.
Perinatal mental health disorders are much more common than people realize.
The organization's executive director says many women either don't know they have the symptoms, don't realize the symptoms may be temporary and treatable, or are too embarrassed to get help.
If you have these symptoms and you are depressed or anxious, you're left to think, I am not meant to be a mother. I shouldn't tell anyone. And that is why people don't reach out.
That support system helped Duvall and held her up through a second pregnancy, even when she felt the same fears.
Just really prepared myself for anything that, that could come my way.
For Duval, having that knowledge made a world of difference. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
That's all I've got for now. Be sure to watch out for bugs as they start coming out this season. I've been Michael Neenan. Stay safe, Portage County.
Two brothers in Texas are recovering after surviving a lightning strike. According to Cook Children's Medical Center, 7-year-old Isaac Martinez and 13-year-old Jaden Alvarado were playing outside their home Wednesday when lightning struck the tree above them.
The lightning ricocheted and ended up striking Jaden, causing cardiac arrest. The doctors then say it ricocheted off of him to Isaac. The CDC says to keep children indoors when there is lightning around.
And Liv, it is pretty freaky, with all this lightning happening. We're seeing rain too outside.
Absolutely. Well, the CDC says it's a 1 in a million chance of getting hit by lightning. So I hope that we don't have any storms in the area. But for that, we'll have to turn to our weather anchor, Odin Amador-Gorby. Odin, how's the weather looking?
Well, the weather's looking great, and I think this is an important reminder. Go indoors. That's the saying that is so important. When lightning roars, go indoors. So definitely do that when there's lightning around. We're not seeing a whole. Well, there might be some lightning going on over here though, like towards the south with these thunderstorms. But most of these thunderstorms are not severe in nature, and most of them are just rain showers. As we're looking across our area right now, it's a very hit and miss rain showers all across northeast Ohio. There's some rain showers hitting us right now in Portage County. These are very hit and miss in nature, and thankfully they're not severe, but definitely always be careful. If you hear thunder, go indoors, sort of deal. But anyway, as we look towards your statewide temperatures right now, we are seeing highs up in the upper 50s, 57 in Kent, 56 in Steubenville, 68 in Athens, Columbus at 66, Lima at 60, Dayton at 60, Cincinnati at 61 degrees. It is definitely a warmer evening, but it's still kind of chilly out there as those rain showers are heading our way all throughout the night tonight. And as we look towards your weekend forecast, we are going to be dealing with rain for your Saturday, a high of 63. Rain will be in the morning, followed by overcast skies in the afternoon with more rain chances throughout the day, so be aware of that for your Saturday. And towards your Sunday, we will be continuing to deal with this rain. I know it sucks, I get it, but this is what's going on, folks. Overcast skies with rain showers throughout the day for your Sunday, high of 57. And let's look at your 7-day outlook. Let's talk about it, folks. So we are dealing with a rainy pattern all throughout the week. It is pretty impressive. I remember when I was looking at this weather forecast today, I was pretty stunned. Saturday will be a high of 60 with rain showers, a high of 57 for your Sunday with rain showers, 46 degrees for your Monday with rain showers, Tuesday 44 degrees with rain showers, Wednesday we'll continue with rain showers, a high of 51. And towards your Thursday, we will deal with more rain showers, a high of 61. And then finally, we will dry out for your Friday, high of 63 degrees. And that about wraps up my soggy Friday evening weather forecast. Please stay dry and safe on those roads tonight. Have a great weekend, everyone, and a great summer. And remember to take care of yourself and each other. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Odin. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has signed with the talent agency William Morris Endeavor. The agency says that they will work with the Duchess to build her career in television and film production. According to Variety, the agency will also represent Harry and Meghan's company of Archwell. Through Archwell Productions, that the Sussex will have a multi-million-dollar production deal, along with streaming giant Netflix.
Pope Francis is in Hungary for 3 days for a pastoral trip. Early Friday, the Pope greeted journalists traveling with him on the plane from Rome. Once they arrived in the capital of Budapest, there was an official welcome ceremony at Sandor Palace, with Hungary's president, prime minister, and other authorities in attendance.
How a 7th grade student jumped into action and saved a man's life, and the rest of his classmates.
And the Kent State baseball team takes on the Ohio Bobcats starting tonight. Stick around for the preview and a live score.
TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Nico Crespo with your Friday Night Sports Report. Kent State baseball is hosting the Ohio Bobcats in a key series where both Kent State and Ohio University are tied 13-5 in the Mid-American Conference. Kent State is 15-1 at home and should take a business this weekend. This matchup collides two of the top offenses in the conference, averaging over 7 runs a game, and the Kent State pitching staff is the best in the conference with a collective 5.79 ERA. The first game of this series is already underway, so let's take a look at the live score. All right, it looks like it's 6-1. Flashes won. We got Colin Matthews went 3 for 4 on the day. Josh Johnson with a solo home run. He went 2 for 4 with the RBI. And then Ben Cruikshank, 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. Overall, great day on the diamond for the Kent State Golden Flashes. And then the softball team is traveling to Bowling Green to wrap up their last road series of the year. After picking up a series win against Buffalo, the team looks to stay on the right track and end the road season on a high note. The Flashes have struggled all year to get their footing back, but back-to-back series wins will help the culture. First pitch is tomorrow at 1 p.m. in a traditional doubleheader. And then the Kent State lacrosse team looks to win a share of the MAC regular season title where they take on Youngstown State tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Big Stadium. The team is on a 3-game win streak and are 5-1 on the season. Jackie Wolford won MAC Offensive Player of the Week for the second consecutive week and looks to keep up the momentum as she leads the MAC with 56 goals and 69 points per game. Kent State is just 1 game above threatening Central Michigan and Robert Morris. They can lock up the MAC with a win tomorrow. And then the track and field team traveled to Louisville and they have 44 athletes in competition today and tomorrow. 4 Flashes have been set to compete on the top mark with Scott Benko in the men's javelin throw, Quinn Cooks in the men's 800-meter run, Nolan Landis in the men's discus throw, and Jonathan Solomon in the men's 400-meter run. Competition is already underway as the meet started today at 4:30 p.m. And that's all I have for now. Stay tuned for more sports later on, and make sure you follow at TV2 KSU Sports on Twitter for updates. I've been Nico Crespo. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nico. After the break, hear the amazing story of one pup's cross-country journey and how he was reunited with his owner.
Welcome back, and more in Michigan. A middle schooler, Dylan Reeves, jumped into action when a school bus driver had a medical emergency. The district said the driver became lightheaded and lost consciousness while driving the students home. Reeves noticed the situation, jumped from his seat and grabbed the wheel, gearing the bus to a safe stop where police say no students on the bus were injured.
A dog named Chief that vanished in Georgia 6 years ago was found over the weekend in West Virginia. His owner, Tara Hillis, lives in Georgia and says he disappeared from her property in 2017 when he was 1.5 years old. Weeks turned into months, then into years with no word on his whereabouts. A couple people say they found Chief on Saturday alone, where they took him to a local shelter where he will soon be reunited with his owner. My goodness, that's so amazing. He traveled from Georgia to West Virginia.
He really had a real adventure there.
Oh, absolutely. He like cross country.
Yeah, where did his backpack go? He didn't bring any dog treats with him.
But that's amazing. 6 years. I can only imagine how happy that owner must be.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, Liv, I have to ask, are you a dog person or a cat person?
I'm absolutely a dog person.
Okay.
I've got a puppy back home who I'm very looking forward to visiting once we end the school year here pretty soon.
What type of dog do you have?
She is a Maltese Yorkie mix.
Oh, stop. That is so cute.
Her name is Maisie. She's very cute.
So you're a little dog person?
I'm an all type of dog person.
Well, big dogs all the way. Well, that's all we have time for right now. For updates on these stories, visit KentWire.com and follow us on Kent State social media. I've been Gabby Jonas.
And I'm Olivia Sharp, but don't go away for too long. Our 6:30 edition starts momentarily.
But even though it's Earth Month, I am not talking about tree roots. Stay tuned to see what I'm talking about.
Looking for a sweet treat in downtown Kent? Well, Daisy Pops is open and ready to fill all your cake pop needs.
We have the details on a shooting that left a police officer and police canine left injured.
New details have emerged in the shooting of a Turkish plane. All these stories and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Friday evening, Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us for our last newscast of the semester. I'm Gabby Jonas.
And I'm Olivia Sharp.
We start tonight with the American Roots Music Festival, which is filling downtown Kent with music.
Our reporter Abby Forbes is downtown right now with all the details. Hey, Abby.
Yeah, guys, I'm live here at Northwater Brewing Company for the Kent American Roots Festival. This is an annual event, and it's free to the public because Wayside Furniture presents the event every year. So it's a really great community event for people to come enjoy roots music. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the schedule for this evening. So right now we have Maura Rogers and the Bellows playing right behind me at Northwater Brewing. There's the Crooked River Stompers who are playing at Bellaria. We have John Mosey, who's playing at Laziza. Rebecca Jean is playing at the Battleground. Sean Benjamin is playing at the Pub. Sugar Mules are playing at Dominic's. And at Water Street, the Thor Platter Band is playing right now. So that's what's going on right now. Also, after this band is done here, we will have the Hunter Skeens and the Forerunners playing here at 8:30. So that's a little bit of the agenda here tonight. But this event is going to be going on until midnight tonight around Kent. So to see the rest of the schedule, you can look at kentamericanroots.com to get the rest of the schedule for the evening and all the bands playing. But reporting for TV2 News for the last time, I'm Abby Forbes. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, if you've been watching TV2 for a long time, you've probably heard about Daisy Pops.
That's right, and their highly anticipated storefront has finally opened, and our own Jacob Brooks got to check it out.
Hey, Jacob, what's poppin'?
I'll tell you what's poppin' is Daisy Pops, because they had their grand opening this morning of their new store on Water Street right across from Town Hall 2. They sell dozens of different flavors of cake pops, basically cake on a stick. Now, the owner's name is Amy Mucha. She used to be a math teacher at a high school in Hudson, and she thought she wanted to be a teacher for the rest of her career until she says she had this nudging feeling that it was time for a change.
At school that I was teaching the quadratic formula, and I had a song and dance to go with it. I just felt like my heart was not in it for the first time ever. I was like, oh, what is this feeling? You know, like, what is happening?
Mucha said she picked Kent as the location for her store because she's lived here since she was a kid, and her husband is the landlord of the Daisy Pops building. Now, she isn't sure what the future of the business holds. She just wants to see how the Kent store does first. And you can hear more of her story on our website, kentwire.com. I'm Jacob Brooks, TV2 News.
Tonight is the annual Kent State Fashion Show that highlights the outstanding talent of Kent State's design and merchandising students.
Tonight's event will celebrate student award winners and this year's Hall of Fame honoree Omar Salam of Sukinya on Friday at the awards show.
The weekend will conclude with the VIP fashion show tomorrow night.
Kent State Students for a Democratic Society announced that a generic form of the contraceptive pill Plan B will be sold in the Eastway Market starting this fall. This is the result of a year-long campaign by SDS that sought to provide students with cheap, nondescript emergency contraceptives.
The 35th annual anniversary of Virginia Hamilton Conference of Multicultural Literature for Youth was held today in the Design and Innovation Hub. Honoring award-winning author Virginia Hamilton, the mission of the conference is to help promote cultural awareness and self-reflection. It is the longest-running event in the U.S. that specifically focuses on multicultural literature for children and young adults.
Portage County Safe Communities hosted its 18th annual None for Under 21 and Choices Beyond program on Friday. The program was held at the Mack Center and focused on reducing preventable teenage at-fault traffic crashes, injuries, and fatalities, with a focus on safety during prom and graduation season. The Ohio personal injury law firm of Elk & Elk and Kent State University Admissions Office were the presenting sponsors.
In Ravenna, the search for a new mural artist is in the works. Since 2019, the city has hosted the Community Mural Program, choosing its murals every 10 years. With the help of grants and donations, a new mural is set to be painted in downtown Ravenna. Ravenna's mural committee says that ultimately is up to the artist to decide where is best for the painting to be painted. Submissions to have your mural be selected are due May 15th.
Hello all Portage County in Northeast Ohio. Hope you are staying dry out there with all that rain that has been coming through our area today. I'm TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby with your Friday evening weather forecast. Now currently in Kent right now, we are still dealing with those cloudy skies across the area with brief rain showers that have been coming in and out with a high of 55. Feels like 52 out there. A dew point at 50. Winds moving west at 12 miles per hour. Humidity at 84% and visibility at 10 miles. It is definitely a rainy evening for sure. And as we look at your Northeast Ohio temperatures right now, we are starting to see that a lot of these temperatures are very cool out there because of this rain that has been blowing through. 55 in Kent, 60 in Cleveland, Sandusky at 53, Mansfield at 57, Worcester at 56, Canton at 57, Youngstown at 54, and Ashtabula at 57 degrees. So it's definitely a cooler evening for sure, but it does feel a little bit muggy out there as those rain showers are coming in through our area. And as we look towards your hour forecast, we are going to see rain all throughout tonight. 7 o'clock rain, 9 o'clock rain, and 11 o'clock rain with the lows in the 50s. So it's going to be a very soggy night for sure. That's all I have for now, folks. In my next update, I will have your weekend weather forecast. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Odin. Police have arrested 22-year-old Robert Scott in connection with the August 14, 2020 shooting death of 8-year-old Michaela Pickett. Scott was tracked to Michigan and arrested on Thursday. He is charged with aggravated murder and felonious assault. He remains in Michigan pending extradition back to Akron. 2 other men will also be charged with aggravated murder and felonious assault in connection to Pickett's death.
Columbus native 54-year-old Charles Rocker, suspected of the murder of 58-year-old Lisa Rocker last year, faced court judge earlier this morning. Police officials say officers responded to the call where a woman was found dead in the garage and accused Charles Rocker of stabbing her multiple times. 2 days earlier, Lisa Rocker's murdered Charles Rocker was found in South Carolina before initially swerving off the road in his vehicle.
If you've ever walked outside and thought that Ohio had a lot of bugs flying around, well, don't worry, you're not bugging out. The Cleveland-Akron area ranks as 7th in the buggiest cities across the U.S. Columbus ranks as 16th in the study done by True Green, which is a national lawn care and pest prevention company. L.A. ranks at number 1 with Dallas and Houston rounding out the top 3. Details are emerging in the Russian missile attack of residential buildings in Ukraine.
A Dallas police officer and police canine were shot and injured after responding to a family violence incident earlier this morning. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 2 people shot and injured in a home. Officials say that this is when the suspect fled the scene and was later found in a creek bed, shooting an officer in the leg and shoulder along with the canine. Injuries made are not considered life-threatening.
San Francisco Police Department homicide detectives are investigating a shooting outside a downtown Walgreens on Thursday evening. It was first reported that 1 person was shot and was in critical condition. SFPD said the shooting happened around 6:30 p.m. on the 800 block of Market Street. Police said 1 person is detained and is possibly involved in the shooting.
In Chicago, an SUV crashed into a daycare, injuring a child and 2 others inside the vehicle. A toddler that was inside the SUV during the crash was taken to a hospital and treated for cuts. The driver, the children's father, remains stable. 1 teacher of the daycare was injured and taken to the hospital, treated for cuts as well. No children inside the daycare were injured at this time.
A Georgia woman was sentenced Thursday to at least 6 years behind bars in connection with a dog attack that killed her 7-month-old great-granddaughter. When law enforcement responded to the home, Migdalia Guadalupe was found to be high on drugs. Guadalupe has a lengthy history of drug use and possession in the state of New York, according to statements made at her sentencing.
Shifting now to political news, we turn once again to our correspondent, Michael Neenan.
Hey, Michael.
Good evening, Portage County. Across the country, regional political stories are emerging, and I'm here to tell you about all of them. New York City officials are asking the Federal Emergency Management Agency to stop funding cities that are busing migrants to the city. This comes due to the expiration of COVID-era border restrictions in May, which will likely cause an influx of migrants. At the moment, FEMA has not commented on Mayor Adams' comments. The state of California has passed a law Thursday that regulates emissions for in-use locomotives, becoming the first state to do so. The state's Air Resources Board approved the rules unanimously. The new law will not allow trains older than 23 years to operate on state tracks starting in 2030. The board claims the regulations could reduce carbon emissions by nearly 22 million metric tons of greenhouse gases. Alaska's state legislature has agreed to fix the state's fiscal problems. CNN's Lex Yelverton has the story.
Not yet, but the first step is admitting that a problem exists.
Senator Bill Wielechowski is among those who say they don't believe that Alaska can keep going the way it is. At Thursday's news conference, it was clear that lawmakers in attendance think it's time for change. Governor Mike Dunleavy says he wants to get a handle on the budget situation by stabilizing the budget and amending the approach to it going forward.
We're not here today to make an announcement that we've agreed upon a whole host of issues or a complete plan, but what we are here to tell you is that the scuttlebutt that you've been hearing, the discussions that you've been hearing, has all been part and parcel of trying to get to this point.
Dunleavy says the state's heavy reliance on commodities can make things especially complicated. Several legislative leaders also spoke at the press conference, emphasizing there is a problem and they want to solve it, but that there is no definitive plan, only an agreement that they have to do something.
I think this was a statement by people from all across the political spectrum in both bodies that we've got a fiscal problem. We've got to do something to fix it.
This just sucks the oxygen out of the room every single year, and we end up not doing many other things. So I think the people of Alaska are tired of it as well, and I think they want to see us solve it and get it over with.
While there may be no perfect solution, everyone will have to give a little bit for any solution at all.
I think we're all very positive about working together to try and solve this solution, because this has got to be an Alaskan solution. It just can't be one caucus or one body or the governor, et cetera, and we all know that.
That's all I have for now. For the last time this semester, I've been Michael Neenan. Stay safe, Portage County.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look now at your statewide temperatures across our area, across our state, rather. 57 in Akron, 56 in Steubenville, 68 in Athens, 66 in Columbus, Lima at 60, 60 in Dayton, and 61 in Cincinnati. It is definitely a bit of a cooler night tonight, but that's only because of all those rain showers that have been going throughout all of our state today. And as we look towards your weekend forecast, we are going to deal with rain showers for your Saturday tomorrow, a high of 63 with rain in the morning, followed by overcast skies in the afternoon with more of those rain chances throughout the day. So it's going to definitely be a soggy one for your Saturday for sure. And as we look towards your Sunday forecast, we will continue to deal with this rain, a high of 57 degrees with overcast skies and rain showers throughout the day. It is definitely going to be another soggy day out there for sure. So be aware there could be a possibility for flooding if you live in places near rivers and lakes. You know, be careful of that if you're out there. And as we look towards your 7-day outlook, let's talk about, folks, we are dealing with more rain showers all throughout the week. Saturday, rain. Sunday, rain, a high of 57. Monday, 46 degrees, rain. Tuesday, rain, a high of 44. Wednesday, rain, a high of 51. Thursday, rain, a high of 61. And then Friday, we'll finally start to dry out with a high of 63 degrees. So it's definitely going to be a very rainy pattern for sure. And as we look towards your live radar right now, we are dealing with rain showers all throughout the state tonight. We are dealing with rain showers coming in from the south. You know, that Pineapple Express, if you will, is coming through our area. And we are literally dealing with rain and even some thunderstorms across Kent for sure tonight. So be aware of that as you're out driving and about tonight. Be careful on those roads for sure. And that about wraps up my soggy Friday evening weather forecast, and it's unfortunately my last weather forecast too. Please stay dry and safe out there as those roads are very slick tonight. Have a great weekend and a great summer. Remember to take care of yourself and each other. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Odin. A Turkish military plane on a mission to evacuate Turkish citizens from conflict-hit Sudan has come under gunfire, the Turkish National Defense Ministry revealed. However, the plane landed safely and no injuries were reported. Reacting to the report, the Sudanese army accused the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces of shooting at the Turkish military jet.
At least 9 people have been killed in Russian missile attacks in the Ukrainian city of Uman earlier today. 2 rockets hit 3 high-rise buildings, which included residential buildings and a warehouse. Search and rescue operations continue in Uman, where officials say air defense systems shot down more than a dozen missiles and drones over Kiev. There are no reports of civilian casualties at this time.
India and China's defense ministers had a sit-down on Thursday ahead of a regional security summit in New Delhi this week. Both sides had seen simmering tensions over brawls between troops on the border, the most recent of which took place in December in the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. According to a statement released by the Defense Ministry following the talk, the 2 defense chiefs had, quote, frank discussions around this issue.
The first round of the NFL draft went underway last night. Stick around for the recap.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Welcome back. I'm Nico Crespo with your Friday Night Sports Report. The NFL draft commenced last night with the first round with the likes of Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud and edge Will Anderson from Alabama going to the Houston Texans in back-to-back picks. There were also a pair of running backs taken within the first 15 picks of the draft, with Bijan Robinson going to the Falcons and Jahmyr Gibbs going to the Lions. There was a 1% chance that Will Levis wouldn't be available past the first round, but he wasn't taken in the 31 first-round draft picks. The draft continues tonight with rounds 2 and 3 beginning at 7 p.m. And from the gridiron to the hardwood, the Celtics look to close out the series in Atlanta. Let's go to the highlights. Hawks looking to defend home court, down 3-2 in the series, but Boston is going to start out hot with a 3 from Marcus Smart. They're going to take an early timeout. Celtics up by 10. Hawks down by 5. He's going to find John Collins in the corner. Pass Brogdon, spins past Horford, reverse lay it, and the foul. Hawks up 2. Hawks up 4 in the second quarter. Ice Trae Young, step back, bang! That's a 3-pointer. Hawks go up by big. Jumping to the fourth quarter, Young finds a wide open Collins for the 3, and the Hawks tie the game with 8 minutes left. Celtics now down by 3. Jaylen Brown says, let me help with that, and knocks down the contested 3 in his face. Tie game late in the fourth quarter. Tatum finds a driving Smart, who's going to find Al Horford in the corner. He's going to make that 3. Boston goes up late. Horford lets the fans know about it, and Boston up 5 with a minute left. Smart drives, gets the layup. Celtics 128-120. Celtics win. And to the dirt diamond, the Dodgers travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. Let's head to the beautiful PNC Park for the highlights. Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. He's going to get met with David Peralta shooting a single up the middle for a 2-run single. Dodgers up early 2-0. Bottom of the first, tie game. Jackson Winston's going to check the swing, but he's going to make contact. McCutcheon's going to score 3-2 in the bottom of the first for the Pirates. Mitch Keller in the top of the second is going to strike out. Michael Busch, Trace Thompson, and Miguel Vargas all with fastballs to retire the side. Keller went 6 innings pitched with 10 strikeouts. Bottom 6, Connor Joe. He's gonna see a hanging breaking ball from Julio Urias, and he's gonna make that ball go out in a hurry. That's a 2-run bomb for Joe. Pirates extend the lead 5-2. Urias trying to get out of the inning, but Rodolfo Castro hits a bomb to the deepest part of the yard. Pirates are gonna go back to back, and the Pirates would eventually beat the Dodgers, take the series, but Pirates win 6-2. And that's all I have for tonight's Sports Report. I've been Nico Crespo. Have a great weekend, Portage County.
Thank you, Nico. And after the break, we will be saying goodbye to our seniors.
Where do I begin? Thank you, Portage County, for allowing me to tell so many stories over the past 4 years. I truly am so grateful for the opportunities that TV2 has brought me during my time here in Kent, and for the skills and tools I have built because of this programming. It really does feel like yesterday that I auditioned for my first ever newscast as a weather anchor, and little did I know that that audition would lead me to change my major to become journalism and soon be able to report and anchor for all of Portage County. Over the years, I have grown so much, looking from day one to now, my very last TV2 newscast. And that wouldn't have been possible without the amazing TV2 staff behind the screens and the professors that have guided me throughout my college experience. I really do love what I do, and even though I won't be telling the news for Portage County anymore, I am excited for the next chapter and to continue telling stories with the community. Portage County, TV2, thank you for all that you have given me. It has been a pleasure spending every Friday night with you, and my team here in the newsroom will be deeply missed and never forgotten.
Well, our reporter Avery Savage is also graduating, but unfortunately could not be with us tonight as she's feeling a little under the weather. This was Avery's first and sadly last semester with TV2, and it was so amazing to work with her and see all of her spectacular packages. Avery always made sure she told stories in an honest way. She was fantastic at what she did, and we will really miss her. Everyone here at TV2 wishes her the best of luck on her future endeavors, and we all know she will be incredibly successful. Congratulations, Avery. You will be missed. Well, Gabby, 4 years, did it go by fast?
It really did. You know, it still hasn't really hit me that this is our last Kicker Chat, my last Kicker Chat ever. And I don't know where I'll be next, but I am excited.
Well, like I said, whatever you're going to do, you are going to find success. Gabby is one of the most talented anchors we have here at TV2, and I'm so sad I'm not going to get to anchor with you anymore.
I'm so sad that I'm leaving everybody too. I mean it when I say that I really have formed a community here, and I think it shows with everybody behind screens and even on air too. It really is a bond that's hard to shake. So.
It's hard to spend weeks on end with each other telling the news without becoming really, really close and making a little miniature family.
I totally 100% agree with that, and you're going to do amazing things even though I won't be here. You're going to do great next year, and everybody else behind screens, you can't see them now, but you all will do amazing, and I'm so fortunate to have gotten to know everyone. Well, that about is all we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website, KentWired.com, and follow us on all of our social media at KentWired.
But TV2 is not finished yet. A new Kent Core episode premieres tonight at 9.
I'm Olivia Sharp.
And for one last time, I've been Gabby Jonas. Have a great night, Portage County.